Oh, I gotta put on my uni for this. Yeah, yeah. Hey, who you with? I'm with the team to be the champ by any means. Hey, what we do? We win together. Too many rings. Who do it better? Yeah. Running and running and running and running and running and running. We won't stop. Competition got them on lock. Shut them down, open up shop. Yeah, up 20 with the top spot. You 20 down like it's stock drop. Hey, who you with? I'm with the team to be the champ by any means. Hey, what we do? We win together. Too many rings. Who do it better? Hey, who you with? I'm with the team to be the champ by any means. Hey, what we do? We win together. Too many rings. Who do it better?
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Glory Pro Wrestling Ascend. And striding out from the dusk of the curtain is Stallion Rogers, a Lone Star outlaw with West Texas swagger, a former Crown of Glory champion, and a win right here puts him right back in that picture.
Is set for one fall. Introducing first, from Rahim, Texas, weighing 190 pounds, the Lone Star, Stallion Rogers.
I'm sure the viewers remember his glory days, but tonight he isn't interested in nostalgia. He wants another shot at the crown, his crown. You know, I got curious and did some searching on Japanese wrestling forums to see what they call him over there, and it was the Rebel Prince or the Prince of Madness. A crown of glory would be fitting, but Raheem de la Suede, who came up equally shorthanded yesterday at Anime St. Louis in that four-way for the crown of glory and had the misfortune of eating the pin in the finish of that match, wants to be in that picture just as badly as Stallion Rogers does. And here comes Raheem de la Suede, basking in a hero's welcome from this Anime St. Louis crowd. How far this young man has come. Once a flashy upstart, had to tell you that he was the whole thing. Now a bona fide fan favorite, feeding off the energy of his hometown faithful.
His opponent from St. Louis, Missouri, tipping the scales at 170 Suede. He is the whole thing. Rahim de la Suede.
And make no mistake, Raheem's not just about showmanship, he's about showing heart. Raheem is out to prove something, not just to Stallion Rogers, but to the Glory Pro audience and to himself, that he belongs in the conversation for the Crown of Glory, just the same as Stallion Rogers. If not more, he's been here. Suede giving them what they want. Of course, as sacred as the combat itself is the ceremonial removal of the jacket, Stallion Rogers declining the handshake from Raheem de la Suede, showing no love, no respect, but Raheem making sure the camera is framed up for that oh so important jacket removal. Oh, wait a minute here. Stallion Rogers stepping in, and Stallion Rogers goofing off here, but I don't think he understands just how seriously Raheem de la Suede takes this process. It throws off his entire mojo, and I don't know what a modern day Raheem de la Suede looks like off his mojo. Well, now Stallion Rogers knows that Raheem De La Suede is bothered. And I can tell you from experience that the last thing you want to do is let Stallion Rogers know that he's bothering you, because he's absolutely one of the worst people on the planet. And once he knows that he's got you, you're in for it. Raheem De La Suede doesn't need to let him know that he's got him already. Two men sizing each other up here now, going for a lockup. Stallion Rogers seeming to have the upper hand in the power exchange here, no surprise. Has the size now, gaining his man muscles in recent years. Stallion Rogers loves a good mind game. Suede seems to be a little bit off since the jacket incident. Of course, since coming back from Japan, Stallion Rogers has been rebuilding something. This isn't a debut story, more of the return of a fighter who's seen the mountaintop. You look at his record, came back last year at Anniversary with a loss to Camaro Jackson, bounced back over ATM and then over Moses. And just as momentum was building, Cody Lane yanks the rug out from under him in that title match at Nightmare on Broadway. And Stallion Rogers, it seems, was back at square one. Of course, in that same time frame, Raheem De La Suede breaking free of the constraints of tag team wrestling and shucking the guidance of Mike Outlaw. Stallion Rogers getting dirty here, grabbing the hair. A dirty player always. And as I said, Raheem De La Suede perhaps going down that path initially, but breaking free of Mike Outlaw and similar influences and really shining as a solo competitor here, becoming a genuine crowd favorite. Stallion Rogers remembers what that was like, maybe sees a little bit of himself in Raheem and wants to squash that before it becomes a threat. Raheem seeming to catch a step here maybe. Got Stallion on the back foot for the first time in the match. Gaining a little bit of confidence here. Always aware of where the camera is. Might want to keep an eye over his shoulder though. Stallion Rogers didn't cross the Pacific just to fade into the mid-card. Big spear in the corner here. Suede giving it to him. Showmanship in spades. Stallion Rogers there to meet him though. My goodness, you know, a lot of special warfare guys talk about that violence of action and just everything that you do. And since coming back from Japan, Stallion Rogers just has violence of action in every movement he makes. He looks brutal in the ring now. Stallion Rogers, for him, this isn't about rebuilding from scratch. It's about course correcting. It's about proving that Stallion is still the Stallion we remember. He's not a relic. He's still the most dangerous man in the locker room if you just give him one shot, one clean shot. And Raheem De La Suede is feeling those shots today. My goodness, listen, Raheem De La Suede is not a rookie. Raheem De La Suede's been in a Glory Pro ring for years, but I'm not sure that he's ever been hit like this. This is next level striking, next level violence from Stallion Rogers. Raheem De La Suede crawling to the fight still though. Nothing but heart. Literally nothing else, just heart. Just heart spilling blood on the mat. Stallion Rogers smelling it. Going in for the kill here. Even having time to disrespect the crowd. Stallion Rogers getting nasty in there. He knows that he doesn't need 10 wins, he just needs the right one. And let me tell you, from Raheem De La Suede's perspective, every second in the ring with Stallion feels like your last clean breath. Fighting for it here. Stallion says, come on. Stallion says, come on. Raheem brings it, and oh my God. Somebody call the EMTs. We're gonna need them. I think somebody in the crowd questioned the authenticity of the contest going on. And Stallion Rogers left no question and just absolutely brutalized Raheem De La Suede for a minute straight here, mercifully pinning him And Raheem kicking out, maybe by accident. Bad instinct, no. Raheem shaking his head. That was no mistake. Raheem De La Suede still a beating heart in there. Clean strike to the stomach there. But Stallion Rogers answering with those uppercuts. Somehow this guy went to Japan and came back with the cleanest European I've seen in years. And just when you think you've got a hold of Raheem De La Suede, he lets you know otherwise, keeping his hopes alive here with that kick to the back of the head. Stallion Rogers on wobbly legs. Raheem De La Suede serves up some seconds. Stallion Rogers in the ropes. Raheem looking for some help from the crowd, maybe. He's gonna need it. He's been on the back foot for a while. Drops to his back and gives Stallion something to think about. Yes, he is looking for the crowd. Spear into the corner, looking for the double. Connects. Backflip one, and that does not happen. Raheem De La Suede is hurting. Stallion Rogers trying to capitalize. Raheem, an uppercut of his own, says, I've been to Europe. A kick to the face. Not quite positioned. Raheem De La Suede thrown off by those ribs in such pain. Doesn't extend properly. Misses it just by enough to not land cleanly. That might have been the difference. Could have been it. Has to go back to the well again and give Stallion Rogers chance to recover. It's like he's trying to get him up for something here, but Stallion Rogers has gotten some of his strength back. And oh no, Raheem, he set up a buck off. Stallion Rogers lands the buck off, and that's gonna be it. 1, 2, and 2.5. Stallion Rogers is stunned. He landed the buck off clean in the middle of the ring, and Stallion Rogers has got to be frustrated. He's put away many people with that move. That's his go-to finishing move. And Raheem De La Suede, half dead, just kicked out of it. Stallion Rogers not having that. Setting up for here. What's this going to be? Whatever it is, Raheem De La Suede not having any of it. And a massive destroyer. Stallion Rogers is out. Stallion Rogers is out. Raheem going for the pin. Gonna steal it here. 1, 2, and Stallion Rogers gets his foot on the rope. I don't even know if it was on purpose or if he just fell asleep in the right position. Stallion Rogers absolutely knocked ridiculous by that destroyer. And Raheem just in the wrong spot. Looking for help here. My God, I thought that was it. Stallion Rogers knows that you're in St. Louis now, Rogers. The arch is that way. And Stallion Rogers distracting the ref. Landing a low blow. Raheem feeling it. And that's going to be the outlaw driver. That pump handle pile driver. And Stallion Rogers has put away Raheem De La Suede. Raheem brought the fight.
Fueled by pinfall, the Lone Star, Stallion Rogers.
Well, Raheem De La Suede brought the fight, but the outlaw brought the ending. Stallion Rogers just picked up a win that could change his year and maybe the whole landscape around the Crown of Glory title. Stallion Rogers victorious here today in Anime St. Louis. Raheem De La Suede back at square one on that chase. But Stallion Rogers knows that he was in a fight. Believe you me, moving slowly here out of the ring. Raheem, nothing to be ashamed of, but Stallion Rogers coming up with the W here today. Telling them to cut the music. It's unusual. Stallion Rogers not much to say to the crowd usually. It should be good. And Stallion Rogers singing the Naruto theme song to the curtain here, revealing his true colors to the Anime St. Louis crowd. Stay tuned. United Glory up next.
Hey, who you with? I'm with the team to be the champ by any means. Hey, what we do? We win together.
for the Premier, Myers and Bishop. And you can feel a sudden chill here in the air. And Anime St. Louis says, I don't think these are cosplay characters. I think they're making fun of the fans here.
Is set for one fall. Today's contests have 30-minute time limits. This match is for the United Glory Tag Team Championship. Introducing first the challengers wrestling out of Kansas City. They are the self-proclaimed saviors of tag team wrestling. Cable Myers and S.K. Bishop, the Premier.
Well, these two call themselves the Premier for a reason. They've dominated the tag team scene from Kansas City to Central Illinois, rolling in with an air of superiority, oh so confident. Some might say cocky, in their belief that they are the best tag team in the Midwest. They're here at Anime St. Louis with one goal, to leave as the United Glory Tag Team Champions. The new guys have been on an impressive run, but the Premier didn't travel across Missouri just to play second fiddle. And listen to that reaction for the new guys. Jake Bosch and Scott Stanley, the reigning United Glory Tag Team Champions, looking fired up as ever.
Coming straight out of training, they are the defending United Glory Tag Team Champions. Jake Bosch, Scott Stanley, the new guys.
It's almost ironic to still call them new. In the past 5 months, they've taken Glory Pro's tag division by storm. They're often underdogs on paper, but they have a habit of shocking the wrestling world. Well, the Premier here, stopping the celebration short.
Now, we're super famous and over in St. Louis, so I'm sure you guys are thinking, that's not the Premier that I know. Well, let me tell you why. You see, when we saw we were booked for an anime convention, we knew we were going to be surrounded by sick, disgusting humans, I guess, that have certainly never heard of deodorant before in their whole life.
Well, the Premier think that they're funny here today in front of this.
So, because we care about our fans, and because we care about the city of St. Louis, the Premier has brought our own sticks of deodorant for you.
The Premier, a Kansas City tag team.
No. If you don't know what deodorant is,
Just so we're clear on that.
yeah, I would assume you guys don't. It's what you put under your armpits so that you don't smell like crap all the time. If you guys taking a big whiff right now, you'll understand what we're talking about. So, on behalf of the Premier, we have you a stick of deodorant right here. And when we win these tag team titles, we are going to share the wealth with all of you sick, basement-dwelling mouth breathers.
Well, despite their antics and getting the crowd riled up here, the Premier do boast a high pedigree, well respected in the independent tag team circuit, but getting things underway quick here with the new guys. And the Premier are still in those hazmat suits that can't have been their plan. Bosch and Stanley each with a knee. The new guys off to a quick start, and the Premier stuck in these uncomfortable, no doubt sweaty hazmat suits. Didn't think this one through. The new guys looking to make short work of this. And Jake Bosch and Scott Stanley are closing out Anime St. Louis in style here today. Jake Bosch powering up for something here. Oh, not sure what he was going for, but was cut short there. The Premier still wrestling in hazmat suits. And Jake Bosch looking like he might be in a little bit of trouble. And the Premier finally removing these suits, and they were doing just fine without them. Showboating a little bit for this crowd that they've already endeared themselves to. Jake Bosch trying to find a corner to drag himself upright in. Cut off. Myers in the ring. And a punishing chop to Jake Bosch in the corner to start. but Jake Bosch cut off to the corner. Bishop tags in. Myers and Bishop working like a well-oiled machine here already, but Jake Bosch not a stranger to being in trouble and being in trouble early. Sometimes I think he does it on purpose just to get Scott Stanley seeing red because he likes to watch what happens. Oh, and Jake Bosch eats a massive, massive lariat right in the center of the ring. Bishop takes all of the breath out of Jake Bosch, whatever was left, and then gets nearly a 3 count and immediately is pointing at Stanley, telling him to stay where he's at. Bishop making a statement here, punishing Jake Bosch and threatening Scott Stanley, the Premier in control early. Myers tags in. We're going to see a double team here. Scott Stanley can do nothing about it. Jake Bosch in trouble. Myers going for a pin off of a snapmare, gets just a 1 count, but I think he's just trying to bait Scott Stanley into the ring, and it works. Just smothering Jake Bosch now. Bosch fighting his way upwards, but has a large hill to climb. Manages to break free of Myers, but Myers just grabs him by the hair and yanks him down. The referee giving him a warning, but the damage is done. And Jake Bosch crawling to the corner, but it's the wrong one. I don't think he realizes he got turned around. And now being strangled in the ropes while Myers utilizes the extent of his 5 count. And Scott Stanley is understandably chomping at the bit here. And Bishop and Myers are taking advantage of that. The referee distracted. The Premier double teaming Bosch in the corner clearly. Referee Andy Anderson overwhelmed on the final match of his Anime St. Louis tour here. And Jake Bosch just getting beat up by the Premier. He's taken several brutal chops. Fighting his way out now though. An elbow and a big boot, and he's aiming for the corner, reaching. He's very long and very tall. Leaping up, and Scott Stanley gets the tag. Watch out, Premier. Big spear into the turnbuckles. Scott Stanley on a warpath. Stacks him up and drops him down. Inverted atomic drop. See you later. Scott Stanley on a tear. And now he's going up top, looking to close the show out here, perhaps on a high note. Big connection there, and this might be it for Anime St. Louis and Glory Pro. No! Somehow, Myers kicks out. Stanley tagging in Bosch. Might get some tandem new guys offense here. The crowd loving the idea of that, but no! Myers throwing Bosch into Stanley and then gives a super kick, and so quickly things have turned back in the favor of the Premier. One misstep and Jake Bosch is in big, big trouble. Bishop going up top now. Big frog splash. The new guy's in real danger of losing the titles right now. And oh my gosh, that was so close. One moment, Jake Bosch and Scott Stanley are celebrating what looks like an inevitable win, and now the Premier are calling for the finish.
5 minutes down.
So quick and dangerous this Premier is. Jake Bosch fighting out anyway, though, trying to find anything. Struggling, just being slippery overall as a defense. Nothing doing here. Oh, and Myers with a big elbow from the top rope. Oh, and the save by Stanley. It's not pretty, but it gets the job done. And all 4 men down. Referee Andy Anderson just gonna start to count. And this isn't how we want to close out Anime St. Louis here with Glory Pro at the end of a 3-day event, but all 4 of these men giving it their all.
Can't you see? Clearly I'm here, I'm coherent.
Well, I'm not sure if Campbell Myers is a licensed official with the Missouri State Athletic Commission, but referee Andy Anderson certainly is and is capable of administering a count. The Premier just dumping Scott Stanley out of the ring.
Unfortunately, this is your day of reckoning. And you all are getting some deodorant.
Well, Campbell Myers calling for the end here, and 2-on-1 versus Jake Bosch. Jake Bosch ducks, and Bishop accidentally clocking his own partner there. Bosch doesn't know where he's at, looking for his partner. Stanley nowhere to be found. Jake Bosch doing that charge up from earlier, not sure what that's about. Seems to be getting energy from, not a good angle on it there, not sure what made contact, but Scott Stanley certainly making contact with that spear. Don't know what happened with Jake Bosch there, but the new guys are back in this thing. And that's gonna be it. Big time retention by the new guys. That wasn't just a defense, that was a statement.
At 7:19, your winners by pinfall and still the United Glory Tag Team Champions, Stanley and Bosch, the new guys.
If they can run through this division once, they might just do it again at the Road Warrior Cup. But that's a long road, and standing right in the way are the Premier again, the Revolution, the Hype, the Collab, the Hate Keepers, PME, Dan the Dad, and Ethan Price in a grueling 2-day all-weekend tournament. Stay tuned for that.